Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Devon with Veranda Kingdom. So I got a quick question for you. Have you guys recently purchased an ackie monitor and don't know how to determine its sex? Or are you on the other spectrum where you have an ackie monitor, you've had it for a while, and you thought to yourself, hey, I would really like to give breeding monitors a shot, but it's hard for me to distinguish male from female? Well, if either of these people are you, I have a solution for you. I have three methods that I use to determine the sex of ackie monitors because sometimes it's kind of hard to tell the difference with monitors. So, we're going to go over those three methods today, and hopefully they can help you in determining the sex of your ackie or possibly future ackies that you might want to get. Okay, so our first method that we're going to discuss is sexual dimorphism. Like most monitors, even the dwarfs, like ackies, tend to have sexual dimorphism, meaning that the males and females differ based off of physical appearances. Male ackies tend to be slightly larger than females with larger heads and necks, and they also have spurs at the base of their tail that are larger than that of the female. Here we can see that a male ackie monitor that I'm showing you has hemipenial bulges at the base of his tail, as well as two spurs on either side of his cloaca. Those spurs stick out quite a bit, and when this male gets a little bit larger, those spurs will be a lot more prominent than that of a female. And here we can see a female that has slightly smaller head and slightly smaller neck. She is a little bit longer than that male, but if you look at her tail base, it's a little bit leaner. And she also has very small spurs compared to that male. So we can check those out in just a minute here. Yep, you can see there. Smaller spurs. She also doesn't have any hemipenial bulges like the male did. So this is an easy way to identify males from females, but remember, this is best done for larger individuals. We're going to do something a little bit different, and we're going to take a pop quiz. You guys ready for a pop quiz? We're going to check and see if you guys can identify these two Ackie monitors that I'm going to show you in just a second. You got Ackie 1 and Ackie 2. Leave in the comments below whether they're male or... All right, so this is Ackie 1. Take a good look and tell us in the comments below whether this is a male or female Ackie. All right, moving to Ackie number 2. Again, write down in the comments below whether this is a male or female Ackie. Okay, on to the second method that I use to determine male from female Ackie monitors. That is going to be through eversion of the hemipenes or the hemiclitoris. Now, I will say that I don't recommend this method for novice reptile keepers. If this is performed incorrectly, it can do a lot of damage to your animal and may result in a prolapse or even damage to the tail base entirely. So if you're unsure of how to do this or just don't feel confident in doing it safely, please take your animal to the vet and have a professional breeder have them checked. Okay, so you want to gently restrain your Ackie, preferably on its back, and then gently pull the top portion of the cloaca towards their stomach and keep it in that position. The cloaca should be slightly open, and then you want to apply a gentle pressure at 2 inches from the base of their cloaca and slowly roll upwards, and then you should see a hemipene like you see here on this male. And if it's a female, the hemiclitoris should be exposed. But you never want to put way too much pressure or overly force this issue. If your animal restrains itself, like adult animals tend to have stronger pelvic muscles, they will not evert easily unless they're actually ready to breed. So, in that event, take your animal safety in consideration and do not force the issue. You don't want to harm the animal because of this. Here we have a female, and you can see she does not have hemipenial bulges. And we're going to go ahead and check to see if we can avert her hemiclitoris just so that you guys can kind of see. Again, you want to strain, and you want to make sure that you hold the top portion, yep, right there. All right, so now we're going to take one of our fingers and slightly open her cloaca a little bit. And you can see it's a little bit ajar there. And I'm going to try to position my fingers about 2 inches down from the base of her tail. She is putting up a bit of a struggle though, because she just doesn't want to do this. She's not really willing to have this done to her. And as you're going to see a little bit later in the video, you're not really going to see much because she is a little bit larger of a female. And her hemiclitoris barely came out, and I didn't even really get that on video. I tried to show it again, but it was quickly retracted back into her cloaca. So yeah, you can barely see it there because it's not present. She's tightening back up. So again, safety. Yeah, and in just a moment here, I realized that she's not really willing to do this on camera. I've done this before with her and with a couple other females, but she's not really willing to show, so I'm going to stop and put. All right, so the next method I use is actually illuminating the tail base of your ackie monitor. This is similar to candling an egg just to see if there's a viable embryo inside. What you're going to need is a space that you can make completely dark like I have done in this bathroom here. You're also going to need a flashlight. In this case, I'm using the light from my cell phone. And what we're going to do is hold the tail base of our ackie monitor up to that flashlight, and we should be able to see through their tail is sort of translucent. And then in male's case, you would see two dark oval lines. In the case of this one, it's a little bit harder to see. This is a male, by the way, and he's just not really cooperating all that much. But you should see two dark lines that look like ovals towards the center of their tail base. In the case of a female, it's going to be more of a void area, so that pinkish type or yellowish type color that you'll see inside their tail through translucent imagery will not have any lines or any dark marks. So here you can see a little bit of the dark ovaling. If the camera will focus, you see them a little bit right there. We do have another male that we're going to check in a bit, but you can see them just vaguely here. And that's kind of what you're looking for, is those dark ovals. So next one, we'll have a female here. And you can see what I mean by the void area when we hold her tail base down there. You see, and it's also prevalent in younger animals as well. It's harder to tell in a younger animal. So our next animal that we'll have is going to be a male, and it should be a little bit easier to tell that this is a male here. When we hold it down, you can clearly see dark oval sections right there at the base of the tail. And that's what you're looking for when you're looking for hemipenes. So larger, more adult males will have dark marks like these two lines that you can see on the top and bottom of the tail base. Well, guys, I hope that this video helped you out in determining the sex of your ackie monitor. The three methods that I've provided for you are not foolproof, however, and neither are they 100% accurate. The key determining factor in this is going to be the age of the ackie monitor in question. In the case of hatchlings, a lot of these methods might actually cause you to misidentify the sex of your ackie monitor. Even with some juvenile animals, it will be kind of hard to identify whether they're male or female, given the fact that in some cases females will actually grow faster than males, and males will take a little bit more longer to develop, whereas, they'll have more feminine traits at that time. And that can be hard to determine if you haven't been around that many ackies or you're just unsure. So in that event, I would say contact your breeder or seller and see if they're able to determine or tell you what the sex of your animal is. If not, there are Facebook groups that you can reach out to, or you can reach out to me or other breeders. If you reach out to me, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. You can send me some pictures. It's all under Verena Kingdom LLC, and I should be able to identify your animal without much of an issue. Yeah, but if you guys did enjoy this video, I ask that you please leave a like and maybe subscribe. And you guys have a very great day and stay blessed.